Altadena, and it stinks of smoke right now.
Oh man, are you more closer like towards the hills going up?
Yeah, I'm right up against the foothills.
Oh, okay, perfect. It's actually super nice hiking around there though.
It is, but today it's too stinky.
Yeah, oh, I get that. Don't worry. I wanted to double check and make sure on the equipment that you had before we got started.
I have weights and mini bands and the.
Perfect.
I don't
I'll remember you on the weights for everything because we're just going to be doing some stuff with weights today.
Okay.
But we'll jump into the warm up and then I'll go over what we need. We're just going to do 2 separate workouts, kind of like what we normally do for the breakdown. Both workouts are just going to be different in time and then just how we approach them and with the different exercises too. So we'll jump in and we'll just kind of get started here with our warm up. I'm just going to give us about 8 minutes here to get to work. What I want to start off with first is I want to make sure we kind of take some time to stretch out our lower bodies. I've been doing a lot of the programming. I've been doing a lot of outside running and stuff. So my lower body has been kind of sore. So what I want to start off with first is just some quad stretches. So if you need to lean on anything, you can. We're just going to grab that right ankle, making sure that we're sitting up nice and tall. We're just going to hold this stretch for a little bit. Normally when I do these exercises, I try, especially for this stretch, to not let my knee bow out to the side. Just kind of how
I have super stiff hip joints, a little arthritis.
Okay.
So I do bow out a little.
No, that's totally fine. I just, like I said, it's the longer that we do this process, you gotta include me in on all that stuff and we can make those adjustments as well. So there are a couple of exercises that we can do for that. If you're interested, and we'll just kind of help loosen up a little, because I can understand that, especially because I have some family members that do that as well. We're just going to hold this stretch for just a little bit longer. I'm just going to let that go from here. What we'll do is we'll open up our feet just outside the shoulders. What I'll start off with is just hinging at the hip, and we're just going to let our hands drop down to the floor. So wherever you're comfortable, you can let just your fingertips touch the floor, or you can come all the way down so your palms touch the ground. It's whatever you like here. And just let yourself kind of hang just so you can get a little bit of a lower back stretch as well. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands over to the right side. And we're just going to hold on here to either, you can put your hand on your shin, your knee, your ankle, or you can reach for your toes. Whatever's comfortable there, we're just going to hold it for a few seconds. Then we're going to walk our hands over to the left side. Just sitting deep and just breathing into these stretches and just getting comfortable here. You're going to bring your hands back to the center. We're just going to come up nice and slow just to protect that lower back. And then we're just going to start getting some exercises to get the heart rate up. So I want you to drop down. We're just going to do 5 push-ups, just nice and easy. For the push-ups, you can do them on your knees just for the warm-up, or you can do the full push-up. I'll leave that up to you, but we're just going to do 5 at a nice, easy pace. And then after that 5th one, you're going to come up and we're just going to do 10 air squats real quick. Good. And then after that 10th one, we're going to do 16 back-stepping lunges. So instead of going to the front, we're going to try and reach behind. Just want you to pay attention to that front knee as well. Make sure that it stays nice and parallel here, perpendicular to the floor. Don't let your knees shoot too far past your toes. And always try to make sure that your torso is sitting up nice and tall as well. And after you're done with that, we're going to start all the way from the top again. So we're going to stretch out those quads. We're going to go back into those leg stretches. And then we'll go back to those push-ups also. How was your weekend, Nancy?
Good. We were in Arrowhead, Lake Arrowhead.
Oh, wow. How was that?
It was really nice. My friend does a yard sale up there every year, and they invited me to join in. And I'm into gems and minerals and rocks. I'm a rock hound.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Tons and tons, literally, of my precious rock. And My God, it sold so well up there.
Oh, that is
If I
so.
talk, I wobble.
You're fine. Don't worry. That is so cool. Well, how was it like driving out there? Because I've always heard I have friends that drive out, but I never knew how long it takes to get out there.
From Altadena up against Foothills at Lake, it took an hour and a half.
Well, that's not bad at all.
No, no, and it's beautiful. You're up above the smog and everything.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
wow.
warm. It was like 102.
Was the lake pretty busy with a lot of people with boats and stuff like that?
No, because it's a private lake.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
So you can't even go to it unless you own property.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you're staying at an Airbnb, you can't go to the lake.
Oh, interesting.
You can sneak in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're very on top of that, though.
They are.
That is.
I didn't know it was private.
I had no idea either, so that's something good to know. Oh, wow, that's great. Did you guys get a chance to go into the water at all?
No, because we were basically working the whole time.
That's pretty
So it
good.
really wasn't a vacation. It was.
Ah. That's all right, though. That's actually really awesome. All right. Just going to shake a little bit more, so we're going to do that one more time. Dropping down to do the push-ups, the air squats, and then the reverse lunges, and then we'll start going into the explanation for your workouts today.
Okay.
That's 16. All right. Let's shake it out a little bit. Hopefully your heart rate's kind of gone up a bit. I'm just going to
Yeah.
fix something here real quick.
Yeah, I'm turning on my fans.
I'm already starting to feel it, so I got to make sure I turn that up a little bit. All right. So I want you to go ahead and grab some dumbbell weights for your first exercises. It's going to be something I prefer to be a little on the heavier side, so something that's going to be challenging for you. The exercises is going to be 4. We're going to start at 10 reps for the first exercise, and then as you change exercises, the reps are going to go up by 2 until you finish up at 16. So we're starting first at 10, and we're going to do some dumbbell squats. So however is comfortable for you in terms of grip. Typically what I'll teach is I have the dumbbells resting on top of the shoulders, and I'll have the elbows nice and high. Feet are going to be set outside the hips, and you're just going to squat here.
Okay.
What I've also seen as well is people turn the dumbbells in. They'll have them out this way, and then they'll squat down here as well. So that will typically help relieve if there's any stress on the elbows from doing it this way. You can drop the elbows and hold the dumbbells in front of you. So either way, whatever's comfortable for you, I encourage you to figure out whichever one that is. So we're going to do 10 dumbbell squats from there, and then we're going to go into 12 alternating dumbbell snatches. So have you ever done a dumbbell snatch before?
Is underneath?
It's going to be on the ground. So we're going to just need one dumbbell. But ideally, what I want to have you do is you're going to have the dumbbell out in front here. You're going to squat down nice and low, and then you're just going to pull it up and catch it overhead here.
Oh, no, I've never done those.
From here, when it's overhead, you're going to bring it back down here, and then you're going to switch hands, and then go right back up to the top. So the ideal goal here is you're starting from this squat position, you're staying nice and low. You're pulling that up like you're trying to start a lawnmower, and then catching it in this bent position as well. So
Okay.
down, switching, pull, down, switch hands, pull. So the goal is, this is like a pretty solid full body movement, and I just want you to pull up, and when you punch that dumbbell up, I want you to think about punching the dumbbell so that your bicep stays close to your ear, and I don't want you to punch out like this, punch straight up, okay?
Oh, I have issues with most of the joints in my body. I had double rotator cuff surgery, so I won't be able to get any closer than that on that arm.
Okay.
And this one I can go. It doesn't hurt. So I always just modify. It's like
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay, good.
But it's not, I can't get it close.
Okay. Just want to make sure. So again, it's just what you're comfortable with. So if there's ever
Okay.
a reason like, you know, that does start to feel a little wonky, just let me know. And then we
Okay.
can work with whatever the range of motion's
Yeah,
best.
I'm really good at like modifying it.
Perfect.
It's like
Yeah, that works too.
it's like I can't do tricep push-ups because my arms don't bend that way. Mine are always wide.
Yeah, and there's always a bunch of variations that we can have as well. So it's good that we have that dialogue. So then after you're done with the snatching, you're going to drop to the floor and you're just going to do 14 sit-ups. So how you do the sit-ups, I'm going to leave that up to you, whatever way feels comfortable. You can have your feet pinched under something. You can open your legs and have the bottom. I'll leave whatever you want to do there. 14 sit-ups. And when you're done, you're popping back up. And we're going to do alternating lunges, but we're going to be holding the dumbbells like we're holding up some suitcases. So just holding them down here, just like what we did in the warm-up. The only difference is now we're going to be doing it with some weight. All right, so ideally when you're doing these back step lunges, I want you to try and keep those dumbbells here nice and still, and I want you to try and avoid doing this. And a lot of times when we start doing steps, these dumbbells start to create momentum, and they're going to swing all over the place. So I want you to have active biceps and keep those dumbbells nice and close to you when you're doing those lunges, okay?
Okay.
All right, and so it's just going to be those 4 exercises. So again, we're doing 10 dumbbell squats, then 12 alternating dumbbell snatches with just 1 dumbbell. Then you're going to drop and do sit-ups. Then you're going to grab the pair of dumbbells, and you're going to do 16 reverse lunges. All right, and we're going to be working for about 18 minutes. It's just as many rounds, as many reps as you can go for those 18 minutes, okay? So ideally, what we want to try to do is just work as far and as long as we can. Try to keep our breaks to a minimum. If you need to stop and grab some water and all that, by all means do so. But let's try to keep it about under 20 to 30 seconds for like a little rest, okay? I'm actually going to have a different set of dumbbells. I'll be right back. Let me just grab these. Okay. All right, let me get our timer going here. So remember, we're working for about 18 minutes here. Any questions for me, Nancy, before we start?
Nope.
Let's go ahead and get to work then. In 3, 2, 1, we are on the clock, starting off with those squats.
Oops, I forgot to.
You're fine, don't worry.
Is it okay if I switch at the bottom?
Yeah, it's whatever you're comfortable with. So typically for me, I always switch overhead because I was kind of taught to do it this way. But you can always do it at the bottom. It's whatever you
My one shoulder is a tad frozen there, so I don't want to drop it on my head.
When it starts to warm up, you'll be all right. Another way to do these as well, Nancy, is when you start to get a little bit towards the later round, you start to feel a little tired, you can always put the dumbbell on the floor. Switch from here, put it down on the ground, and then switch hands from there as well.
Okay.
There we go. I'm gonna change my weights again. There we go. Nice job there, Nancy. So shake out the legs. As we progress through, that heart rate's just gonna keep climbing up. And it's gonna get harder and harder to just keep going.
Forgot to start my watch.
Oh no, you're fine. Keep it going. I got the time for you.
There, I didn't start it, so I just started it now.
We just made it to the 3-minute mark, so we still got about 15 to go.
Okay.
There we go. It's like now I'm starting to feel it. Whew. All right, we're in that 5-minute mark. Still got plenty of time. I always have this habit where I'll shake it out and I'll walk around my living room just to make it feel like I'm somewhere else for a second. All right. So don't worry about me. You just kind of go at your pace, whatever you're good with. As many rounds, as many reps as we can. Okay. We're at 16. I'm sorry.
Fine.
16 minutes.
I feel like I could do heavier.
There you go. Good, Nancy. Yeah, it always feels a little too easy, or even in the reverse of it, if it feels too difficult, always feel free to turn it up or down. Yeah, it's totally fine. All right.
Definitely different.
Now you really gotta squat down and think about when you come up from the bottom, pushing your hips forward and helping them squeeze by squeezing your glutes at the top and pressing to get that elbow and shoulder to lock. And as your shoulders start to warm up more and more, Hopefully it'll start to feel a little bit easier up top and not so much like you're trying to force something in a direction where it shouldn't go.
Okay.
I gotta catch up.
I didn't count them all. I've been relying on you to count and trying to keep up with you.
Right now, I think I'm at 9. All right. Whew, there we go. Well. Let's get those dumbbells. Whew. Good work there, Nancy. Nice job. Just find that stability, find that balance.
I don't go super low because of my knees, but
That's fine. Again, it's all working out those muscles, right? So just figuring out that range. It's always very humbling to feel like you're working straight through. It's like, all right, that must have been at least 15, 20 minutes. We're barely at 9.5 minutes.
we at 6.
All righty. Let's grab those dumbbells. Get right back to work. Doing 10. There we go. That's 12. Always looks easier on paper. There. I'm going to shake out the legs, grab those weights, and go right back to it. We're doing 16. Oh, 16. How you doing over there?
Good.
All right.
Got my heart rate going. Good.
You grab a little bit of water myself. All right. Right back to it. Ready? All right.
Oh.
We're good. Don't wait on me. You go ahead. If you're ready, you go, Nancy. There we go. Usually I like to throw in sit-ups in the middle of a workout like this because it's kind of a way that lets you actively catch your breath without or anything like that. So you're kind of doing those sit-ups at your own pace. Hopefully it's at something that's comfortable. So then you can get through the other three.
It's like a little break.
Exactly. Just a little sneaky break.
Do you know Shushma from the gym?
I do not yet.
Oh, you gotta meet her. She's fabulous. She's Indian. She's a retired gynecologist.
Okay.
Although she's young, but she is awesome. And she recommended a physical therapist that has a private practice.
Oh, perfect.
And
where?
in Arcadia.
Okay.
And he doesn't take insurance. He charges like a masseuse, but you get a licensed physical therapist that looks at how you walk, how you do everything.
Well, that's perfect. Sometimes that's a lot better because it's a lot more personalized care.
Well, and you don't get a physical therapist for 10 minutes of your session. I get it for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But he's modify for my joints.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. That really is. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to get those details from you soon.
Yeah.
All right, we are almost there.
He's expensive, but I'm not spending money on anything else right now.
That is true. It's mostly trips to Costco. All right.
We're back at the beginning, right?
We're in the last 2 minutes to go. Last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Under. I'm strategically taking a break. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Back to those 10. Nancy's like, I've been ready. She's like, I'm just waiting for you. That
was just so amazing to have someone watch you like so close up and say, do this, turn this.
And it feels a little nitpicky at first, but then you start to realize how much your body has compensated.
Yeah.
A lot. I had to kind of go through that as well with my Achilles. I just didn't have a lot of flexion in it after I tore it, and it took so long to get back to some stability. But it's worth the work. And it's worth what you pay, too, if you get that kind of care.
Yeah. I'm using the heavy one again, so it slows me down.
You're good. I'm glad you're using the heavier one. That's all that matters.
I switched between.
All right, last 20 seconds. Well, let's just finish it up by doing our sit-ups. There you go. You're even throwing in a little extra on those sit-ups. Good job, Nancy. Good work. All right. So how you feeling so far?
Sweaty.
Good. We aim for sweaty. All right. I'll give you a sec. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Kind of get your breath, grab a little bit of water. If you have a towel, you kind of want to dab off. You can't. I'll give it about a minute or two just to kind of catch our breath, and then we'll launch right into the next part. So the next one's going to be a little more simplified, except instead of just as many rounds and reps as we can, it's going to be broken off into minute segments. So we're doing 3 exercises, 5 rounds, and we're spending at least a minute in each exercise. So it's going to be the first minute, it's going to be dumbbell around the worlds. So you can choose to do these one of 2 ways. If you want to do it from your knees like I'm sitting here, this is going to be like a little added core movement as well. You're going to grab just 1 dumbbell. You're going to start it here in front of your face. You're just going to take it around the world. So think about counting probably about to the halfway mark. So when I say about 30 seconds, then you start taking it to the other direction. So the goal here is just to help strengthen all over the areas of the shoulder. So I know that if at any point that starts to feel uncomfortable or there's like a certain rotation that you prefer not to do, you can always just keep the dumbbell here in the center and then just press. So we'll do presses, but if you're gonna do these types of presses, I prefer you do it from the knees just to make it a little more challenging for your core, okay? So that's gonna be the first minute. Second minute, you're gonna grab those weights. We're gonna do some old-fashioned bodybuilding, and we're just gonna do some curls. So I want you to do a minute's worth of curls. Palms are just gonna be out, making sure you bring those dumbbells up. The one thing that I want to see or preferably avoid is from the side is doing any of this, using your lower back to kind of force those dumbbells up. Instead, remember, back stays nice and straight. You're just hinging at the elbow. You're bringing that weight up nice and tall, getting that contraction right at the top here when you're getting that flex. And then the third minute, we're going to be doing pulses. So I want you to just sit as deep and as comfortable as you'd like in your squat. So you're just going to be here. For me, this is right here. For others, it's lower, higher, whatever is more comfortable. And we're just going to pulse up and down slowly, a couple inches up, a couple inches down for the entire minute, okay?
Okay.
That will burn the hip flexors a lot. So ideally, the goal here is we'll try to do all of these exercises for about 50 seconds. We'll get a short 10-second break, and we just go straight into the next one, okay? All right, how you feeling? Ready to go?
Good. Yeah.
Right. Let's grab that first dumbbell. I'm gonna start wide off from my knees. Let me get my timer ready to go. Around the world. We're gonna be doing these for about 15 minutes, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Let's start. Go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Just think about finding that strength in your range of motion. And if there's a particular area that feels a little weird, you can always kind of avoid it by raising your elbows, going up a little higher. Good, we're at 25 seconds, so let's start taking it the other way. Good. When you do these from the knees as well, you gotta make sure that you keep your core nice and tight, nice and engaged. Good.
Yeah, it works your quads.
Time, right? Now all that balance is just gonna drop straight to your legs. And dumbbells down, here. Good work. Let's take a second to pick up our dumbbells here. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. 5 curls. Nice and tall. As you can. For me, ideally it's up nice and tall, contraction down. You get the back end of that dumbbell to tap your thighs. That's how you know you made it all the way to the bottom. But it's a nice light tap. I don't want you to just let them boom fall this way. I want you to try and stay in control. Good. We're only 35 seconds in. Whew. It burns. And we'll switch that from time to time too. I'll make sure we switch how we do the bicep curls.
I was cheating by putting my elbows into my stomach.
That's 10 seconds. All right, let's rest here. Yeah, that gets hard too. I always try to used to do that. You kind of hinge it right there.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. At the bottom here, we're just pulsing. Good. Tiny movements.
I have like a wide stance for my knees.
That's good too. Just as long as you're getting in those micro movements. Good. Just a couple inches up, couple inches down. I want you to think about keeping your chest up nice and tall. There you go. Find that center of gravity. And we're 33 seconds in. A few more seconds. And rest. Whew. Take out those legs. Grab that single dumbbell to get ourselves set up. In 3, 2, 1. Around the worlds. Now, here we go. You'll notice I kind of did this on purpose. After the squats, you drop down to your knees to do this. You feel it a lot in your quads. So you really got to stay focused here. And keep that core nice and tight. All right, let's change directions. Hear my shoulders right now? They're just like popping and clicking. It's like I'm making pop. And down. Take that short break there. Whew. All right, this time when we're doing those bicep curls, instead of having them out here, we're going to turn the palms in, and we're going to do hammer curls. So it's going to look like this. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Right there. There you go, Nancy. Good. I also want you to think about just leaving your elbows next to your torso. Just let them stay there right next to the torso. Good. And sometimes what we'll do is angle the elbow to help get the biceps working or to get that weight up. But I want you to try and stay committed to keeping your elbows close and pinched into your torso there. Whew. Gotta always drop them every once in a while. Almost there, just a few more seconds. And down, all right. Good work. After this, you're gonna lift all the rocks.
That's right.
All right, get back to that pulse. 3, 2, 1, and we're starting. Just a nice, easy pulse. Doesn't matter how wide or how narrow your feet are. It always depends on the person, your range of mobility, and all that as well. So just as long as you find that comfortable position, you keep your chest up, and you just follow small pulses. That's what we're looking for. Cool. And rest. Woo. Woo. Oh man, we're almost there. Whew. This one I feel like goes by a little bit faster though, just because those mandatory breaks, they just kind of fly by. All right, 3, 2, 1. Right back to these around the worlds. Remember to breathe while we're doing these. I catch myself doing it all the time. I'll take a deep breath and I'll hold it. I wonder why in the exercises I'm getting lightheaded. Let's switch to the other side.
Are you familiar with Oculus Quest?
Yes, I love those things. They're so awesome.
I bought one.
Ooh,
Those
that's
are
probably the
COVID.
best thing for right now. Whew. How do you like it?
I love it. I do Supernatural with Leanne and Antonio.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, I bought it because of them, and they love Stripe.
They convinced you.
Well, they didn't say anything, but it looked cool on their feeds. And
Oh,
my
it's
God.
great. It's so much fun. You're not getting me distracted. We're doing bicep curls.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry. Are you a Star Wars fan by any chance?
I like Star Wars, but I'm not nuts.
Okay. My brother-in-law has an Oculus, and he has like a bunch of really cool games with it. So I can understand the appeal, and I'm really thinking about getting one too. They're so awesome.
Well, you don't think you would sweat a lot, but when you do Supernatural, yeah.
Because you don't even realize how much you're actually moving until you can feel yourself sweating underneath the mask.
Yeah, and it's running down your eyes.
Yeah. There we go. We're taking that break there. Those are so great, though. I haven't done Supernatural yet, though, but I've heard good things.
Oh my God. It'll kick your butt. The fast ones. You're doing this.
I'm gonna ask him about it. I'm gonna see if he's played it. All right. Squats. Here we go. Full squatting.
I do this workout and then I go in my kitchen because it's big. I have a big space.
You put all the stuff that you could potentially break. You put it away. Yeah, they have theirs in like a little TV area. And one of the things that I just thought was so cool too is that like it will map out the room that you're in. So
yes,
like if you're about to hit a wall or something.
Then there are meditational apps, and I grew up in the '60s, and I never took acid, but there are apps that are like I would imagine it'd be on acid for meditation with all these.
Wow, I know they're coming up with so many cool things for it. I mean, it's really taken off, and just the technology for it is so ready. Like especially now, it's so cool to see. All right, we're getting right back into it. Here we go. We're getting close. We have about 2 more rounds of these exercises to go.
Supernatural takes place at different places all over the world, and then with really cool music. So it drops you off somewhere where it's 3D all around you, and it's actual photographs of the wilderness. So it's just beautiful.
That is so cool. And then what is it that you do exactly?
On Oculus Quest, okay, you have like 2 lightsabers, a white one and a black one. And there are these orbs, like balloons, that come at you, and they have a cone on them to indicate which direction you slice them.
Uh-huh.
And then, so you're slicing white with white and black with black, and it's to music. And then there are triangles that come at you, so you have to squat and do this according to the triangles.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think I've actually seen that then. I didn't know what the name of it was.
Yeah, Supernatural.
Bicep curls. We're doing hammer style this time. There we go. Now, I have seen that then. I wasn't sure what the name of it was. For whatever reason, I thought it was called something else. But yes, I have seen that. I haven't played it, but I have seen it. Now, it looks really cool. And yeah, I mean, you're there swinging your arms all over the place. You're ducking.
Oh, you look like an idiot, yeah.
But for you, that you're actually like experiencing it, it is really cool.
And the coaches talk you through it and, are kind of motivational throughout it.
Yeah. Ooh, dumbbells now. That is like that. That's going to be a very interesting thing to see how people will kind of transform that, especially with personal training. I think that is trending in that direction. I feel like it's a
yeah.
Oh, here we go. Get those squats in. Yeah, because it's just so immersive. You can see kind of in your own realm the examples happening. You're not limited to just 2D stuff.
Yeah.
And you can follow along. I feel a little bit easier. It's cool. It is definitely the wave of the future.
Well, I think every nursing home needs a virtual reality headset, not for the games, but because you can go anywhere and people can go and see the houses they grew up in, visit your favorite place that you had traveled to. You can meditate.
Yeah, that is great.
I think they need to do that. But
That's so cool. I didn't even think about that either. Yeah, and you can develop stuff where you can just kind of go wandering around and like,
yeah.
like that would be really helpful. All right, this is our last round, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Oh,
You know, maybe I'll try a heavier one for the last round.
well, good. Always look for those small ways, right? You want to try and challenge yourself and keep yourself entertained and involved. For me, it's usually, can I do more than I did last time? Can I go heavier? Let's switch to the other side. Can I maybe not take a break this round? Always kind of ask yourself those questions.
It's definitely harder.
That's all right. Remember, it doesn't matter how many we do. It's just the fact that we're doing them 4 times. And down. Whew. All right, our last set of bicep curls. A little jello-y now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hammer or?
Oh, so if we're here, so I'm like switching it up on you. All right, so we'll start in the hammer and we turn into a normal curl. So it's
Okay.
in. There you go. Good. And we'll make the last one the most difficult. Good. There you go. Turn. At the top. Hold those dumbbells with control. You're doing a really good job with that tempo too.
Definitely getting jiggly.
Yeah, just as long as you don't get to the top and you just kind of let your hands go down like that.
Yeah.
You can always tell because then your chest comes forward because those dumbbells send you this way. So as long as you keep your back nice and straight, your core engaged, whew, dumbbells down. Nice job. Good work on those, Nancy. All right. Pulses to close. We'll do some stretching and we are out of here. 3, 2, 1. Pulses. Here we go.
How many days a week are you doing Zoom?
So I'm doing Zooms more just on Mondays, Monday mornings now. And then I do the outdoor classes in Pasadena on Fridays.
Ah, nice. I was going to do them this week, but there's so much smoke.
Oh yeah, if you're.
Well, and I'm worried still about
it
COVID.
works.
I've been watching the videos you guys put up on Instagram to see like how close people are.
Yeah, it's actually really well spaced out because the parking lot is empty in the morning. Whew, and that's time. Nice job, Nancy. We'll shake out the legs a little bit, and then we'll go into some stretching. Okay.
How do you handle it with the walkers? Because I see the runners all taking off, but I'm not a runner.
Yeah, so for walkers, what we'll do is we have set up like place markers, so certain specific distances. So what we'll do is for the runners, we'll leave time so that runners will do as many or multiple as they can. And then for the walkers, typically we time it out so that it's down to a specific place and back with time. So
are walkers showing up to the classes?
Oh yeah, we have walkers. I did my first outdoor class last week, and I had walkers in my class. Yeah, and it's not one of those things where you're not getting out of it kind of what you're looking for. I think everything in the outdoor classes, especially with all the other coaches, everybody just has their own programming and how they bring like the presentation to the table. But all the running and walking that we've been doing is very stable across the floor, and everybody's getting like a lot of work. So the feedback has been good so far. I think everybody really likes the outdoor classes. So yeah, if you're comfortable, just come out. I'll see you on Friday morning.
Well, depends on the smoke.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Whew. Awesome work today. We're just going to do some stretching before I cut you loose and let you go, okay? So we did a lot of lower body stuff. So I want to make sure we spend some time in a hurdler stretch. So we're tucking in the feet here and just kind of lean forward. You can either grab your toe, ankle, shin,
whatever's comfortable for you, and just kind of breathe. It's sweaty right now. You have to open the window. Now you got me curious, Nancy. I think I'm going to start looking into that Oculus a little more seriously.
It's amazing.
Have you
I've never been into video games. I'm the kind of person, when I do a car video game, I'm going like this with my body. Ah! I can do Oculus. I can do a lot of the games on that. And I don't get car sick on it.
All right, from here, we're going to have your left leg out. I want you to tuck your right leg behind you.
Well, I don't bend like that. I know that.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. So you can get a little out to the side. Your knee can even come up a little bit from the floor. That's okay. Again, I just want you to go with what's comfortable. Actually, you know what? Instead, I won't force you to be in that position. What we'll do is we'll come up to your knees and we'll extend your left leg. And we'll
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, I was like, in my mind, I'm sitting there going, okay, I can calculate the
Yeah.
switch for this.
Old lady hips. So.
So usually for these stretches, right, you can either let your hands just rest on your quad, kind of push it down,
Oh, yeah.
keeping that knee stable, or you can reach for your toe and kind of pull it back a little bit as well. So let's switch to the other side. Deep breaths. All right, let's bring both knees on the floor. Usually I like to just sit onto my heels. What I'll do is I'll keep my feet flat on the floor like this, and then I'll sit back onto my heels and just take a moment or two to just kind of rest there. Because for our ankles, right, most of the flexion that we do is up when we step and push away this way as well. So it just gives an opportunity to get that stretch on the top right here. And it always feels really good. I remember initially my flexibility was really poor. I couldn't even sit like this. I would always have to sit with my toes kind of tucked. I
Yeah.
couldn't lay flat. So if this does burn, for whatever reason you want a little bit of a break, you can come up and let your toes tuck out just to kind of give them a rest. All right, and with that being said, we are done and dusted for the day.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you, Nancy. Now I'm going to start doing some research of my own. And maybe next Monday we'll have a VR setup. We'll do some VR personal training, all right?
That's right. Bye-bye.
All righty. Have a good day, Nancy. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.